Chapter 1. The Arrival. The cacophony of metal clangs and strained voices fills the air as Jason steps into the cold, imposing entryway of the maximum security prison. The fluorescent lights buzz above, casting a harsh glow on his surroundings, amplifying his sense of disorientation. As he moves through the intake process, his mind races, reflecting on his life of petty crimes and misguided choices, a past that led him to this dismal moment. What am I doing here? He thinks, heart pounding, as officers bark orders and shuffle paperwork. Yet beneath the weight of despair, a flicker of determination ignites within him. Jason knows he doesn't want to be defined by his past. He clings to the hope of transformation, envisioning a future beyond these steel bars. This new chapter, frightening as it may be, could be his chance to rewrite his story, a journey toward redemption that begins with the first anxious step he takes into confinement. Chapter 2. Shadows of the Past. As the soft sound of brushes glides across the canvas, we enter the world of Lila, an inmate whose creativity transforms stark prison walls into vibrant expressions of her soul. In her diary, she reflects on the shadows of her past, a childhood marked by addiction and turmoil. Her mother's struggles often left Lila feeling abandoned, prompting her to seek refuge in art. As she paints, memories flood back. The chaos of her family life contrasts sharply with the serene strokes of color she brings to life. In the camaraderie of an art therapy program, Lila discovers unexpected friendships. A supportive circle of fellow inmates envelops her, allowing her to share both her pain and progress. The sounds of laughter and shared stories mingle with the gentle swish of the brush, echoing the strength she finds in creativity. Within these prison walls, Lila's art not only serves as a voice for her suffering, but also ignites hope for a brighter future. Chapter 3. The Brotherhood of Steel. As the camera pans through the stark corridors of the maximum security prison, we hear Reggie's voice, a seasoned inmate with years behind bars. He shares his perspective on life within these steel walls where friendships are forged in adversity. Through his eyes, we understand the complexities of prison hierarchies, how the strongest protect the vulnerable, and how loyalty can sometimes transcend the sins that brought them together. Reggie reflects on his history with gang affiliations, yet he notices a shift. Moments of unexpected kindness bloom amidst the despair. He recounts an incident where a rival inmate offered help during a health crisis, a gesture that shattered stereotypes and fostered camaraderie. The sound of whispers and laughter fills the background, illustrating bonds formed through shared pain and resilience. In a place intended to break spirits, Reggie unveils a brotherhood that thrives, igniting hope in an otherwise desolate environment. Chapter 4. A Taste of Freedom. The soft rustle of leaves and the gentle trickle of water serve as a serene backdrop in the prison's garden, where Maya cultivates hope alongside her fellow inmates. As she kneels in the earth, her hands digging into the soil, Maya shares her diary entry reflecting on the transformative power of gardening. Each seed is a promise, she writes, a promise of change, resilience, and a taste of freedom. The garden, once a barren patch of earth, is now a sanctuary where inmates tend to blooming flowers and fresh vegetables, nurturing both plants and their spirits. Laughter intertwines with the melodic chirping of birds, as inmates bond over shared tasks and stories of their past. In nurturing life, they discover newfound purpose, where the simple act of planting seeds becomes a metaphor for their hopes. This quiet rebellion against their circumstances ignites a sense of belonging and openness, bridging the confines of steel bars. Chapter 5. The Turning Point. As the prison anticipates an inspection, tension hangs heavy in the air, with whispers of anxiety echoing through the halls. Jason, Lila, and Reggie find their lives increasingly intertwined as they band together to uplift their fellow inmates, each drawing on their strengths in a show of solidarity. Jason spearheads a last-minute rehearsal for the talent show, encouraging his peers to channel their emotions into performance. Lila, inspired by the laughter around her, paints vibrant murals that depict their shared struggles and hopes, while Reggie facilitates discussions among gang members, promoting understanding over hostility. The sounds of clattering metal chairs and spirited conversations seep through the walls, a symphony of urgency and camaraderie. This chapter reveals the transformative power of community, illustrating how, even in the direst circumstances, Small acts of kindness can ignite sparks of hope and resilience, lighting the way toward redemption for all. Chapter 6. The anticipation buzzes through the prison corridors as inmates gather for the talent show, a rare stage for their creativity and dreams. We hear the melodic energy of rehearsal, footsteps shuffling, murmurs of encouragement, and the distant strum of a guitar. Jason, Lila, and Reggie prepare nervously, their camaraderie woven tighter by the excitement and fear of vulnerability. Lila fine-tunes her spoken word piece, her voice trembling yet powerful, while Reggie finds strength in his drum beats, channeling his struggles into rhythm. The energy of hope and collective spirit fills the air, contrasting sharply with the oppressive steel bars surrounding them. Laughter breaks through as they share stories of mishaps in practice, bonding over their shared experiences. Amidst the tension, the rehearsal becomes a sanctuary, a glimpse of the individuals they aspire to be, reclaiming their identities, not just as inmates, but as artists and storytellers, ready to be heard. Chapter 7. The Talent Show. The night of the talent show arrives, and the air hums with anticipation. The sounds of inmates warming up, strumming guitars, tapping feet, and rehearsing lines fill the gymnasium, echoing through the high ceilings. Jason takes a deep breath, his heart racing as he steps onto the makeshift stage. The spotlight illuminates his face, revealing both fear and determination. Lila stands backstage, clutching her paintbrush, ready to unveil a performance that melds art and emotions. Reggie, usually cloaked in bravado, finds solace in the camaraderie of his fellow inmates, cheering each other on. Their voices intertwine in song, poetry, and storytelling, creating a tapestry of vulnerability and strength that resonates throughout the room. As the audience claps and cheers, the inmates shed their pasts, embracing their true selves. It's a moment of catharsis, a display of redemption that transcends steel bars, offering a glimpse of the humanity that flourishes even in darkness. Chapter 8. Aftermath of the show. The echo of applause still lingers in the prison hallways as voices rise with renewed hope following the talent show. Inmates reflect on their performances, sharing stories of bravery and vulnerability that transformed their identities behind bars. Jason marvels at how the spotlight revealed a side of him he thought was lost forever, a glimmer of self-worth. Lila finds solace in the connections made through art, knowing her painting sparked conversations that broke the silence of isolation. Reggie, once entrenched in gang mentality, expresses how the bonds forged during rehearsals now propel him towards a sense of community over rivalry. Together, they navigate their feelings of triumph and uncertainty, recognizing that the show was more than just entertainment. It was a catalyst for change. Laughter and camaraderie flourish in the aftermath, as they support one another in exploring new paths, leaving behind the shadows of their pasts while embracing an empowered future. Chapter 9. Personal Growth and Challenges. In the aftermath of the talent show, Jason grapples with the weight of his newfound fame inside the prison. The applause echoes in his mind, yet he is reminded daily of the temptations that lurk beyond the steel bars. "I want to be an inspiration, not just another statistic," he writes in his diary, reflecting on the struggle to replace old habits with healthier choices. Meanwhile, Lila immerses herself in her art, channeling her trauma into vibrant murals that adorn her cell walls. Each brushstroke is a step toward healing, as she confronts the ghosts of her past. "Every color tells a story, and I'm finally ready to paint my own." Her evolving relationships with fellow inmates foster a sense of belonging, yet she steels herself against the fragility of trust. Reggie, too, feels the impact of the talent show as he navigates shifting dynamics within his gang. With newfound clarity, he contemplates the meaning of loyalty and the choice to redefine his legacy beyond violence. Chapter 10. Mentorship and Leadership. In the aftermath of the talent show, Maya steps into the role of a mentor, guiding younger inmates who yearn for direction and purpose. The sounds of laughter and chatter fill the yard as she organizes workshops, teaching them the art of gardening and the importance of nurturing not just plants, but also their ambitions. "It's about planting seeds of hope," she often tells them, her voice firm yet nurturing. Meanwhile, Jason, inspired by Maya's example, begins to foster leadership within his circle, creating a book club where inmates share and discuss their favorite stories, emphasizing themes of redemption and resilience. Together, Maya and Jason cultivate a sense of responsibility, breaking the cycle of despair that has gripped so many. Through mentoring, bonds are strengthened, and a new sense of purpose emerges, proving that even behind steel bars, transformation is not only possible, it's happening daily. Chapter 11, Reflection and Regret. In the quiet solitude of their cells, the echoing sounds of their past mistakes resound with haunting clarity. Jason reflects on the impulsive decisions that led him here, the choices made in fleeting moments of desperation. A soft tapping of fingers on metal reminds him of the family he left behind, their faces flickering in his mind like fractured memories. Lila, too, confronts her demons, her brush poised to paint her regrets onto the prison walls. Each stroke embodies pain, yet also unveils the path toward healing. Reggie, surrounded by shadows of his old life, contemplates the gang loyalty that led him astray. Through whispered conversations and shared silences, the inmates explore the fragile balance between regret and hope, contemplating their past choices as they yearn for second chances. The atmosphere is thick with unspoken understanding, and as these layers of introspection unfold, a flicker of redemption begins to emerge amid their reflections. Chapter 12, The Road to Reintegration. As the months pass, the rhythm of life inside the prison shifts toward preparation for reintegration into society. In this chapter, we hear from inmates who are poised to take their first steps back into the outside world. The sound of a ticking clock underscores the urgency of their thoughts, anticipation mingled with anxiety. Jason reflects on the upcoming work release program, sharing his trepidation about reuniting with a family strained by his past. Lila discusses her plans to showcase her art in the community, hoping it can bridge the gap between her old life and the new one she envisions. Reggie expresses a desire to mentor younger inmates, recognizing that leadership can be a form of redemption. The voices resonate with a mix of hope and fear as they confront the challenges ahead, capturing the complexities of leaving behind the only home they've known for a fresh start filled with uncertainty. Chapter 13, Letters from Inside. In the dim light of the common area, the sound of scratchy pens against paper creates a quiet symphony of introspection. Inmates gather for a special session, armed with brightly colored stationery gifted by one of the volunteers. Each inmate pours their heart out in letters, some aimed at loved ones on the outside, others directed to their future selves. Jason writes about his hopes to reconnect with his daughter and the mistakes he yearns to amend. Lila reflects on how art has helped her heal and cherishes dreams of showcasing her work outside these walls. Reggie pens a heartfelt apology to his mother, acknowledging the pain his choices have caused. As they read their letters aloud, voices quiver with vulnerability. In this shared moment of honesty, the weight of their words underscores their yearning for forgiveness, hope, and a brighter future beyond the confines of steel bars.